Hi friends, so today we are starting another reaction vlog and we are back in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. I've got the next two. So you guys were asking for reaction vlogs throughout the whole thing. So each 2 books I'm going to do another reaction vlog. So I've started Lover Awakened. I started it last night in the tub. So I'm about 45-ish pages in and I'm loving this. So this is Zadist and Bella's story. They've been hinting at this for a little while, and so I knew that I was interested. I just hit a part where we got some of Zadist's true backstory. We'd gotten little hints, but we actually got a flashback from him. Oh, I was so frustrated reading it, but it's a good kind of frustration because it helps you understand your character. My poor sweet Zadist, he just seems like such a pure soul. And the way that he was so thoroughly corrupted as soon as he was transformed, I'm just mad about it. I'm just mad. I want to protect my precious boy. So I'm really excited. Bella's obviously doing whatever she can to survive. They now know Bella's whereabouts and they're doing everything they can to get her back. So I'm really interested to see once they get reunited, because he's kind of been doing some stalkerish things. He's been kind of lurking in her house and some things like that when she's not there. And so it's just going to be interesting to see how everything plays out once they're reunited. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I think the rescue is going to be fairly epic. So yes, I think it's going to be, I'm definitely looking forward to continuing in this one. I just enjoy it. So there we are. Okay, so I'm back. I've read about another 20 pages in this one, and they've finally been able to get Bella away from the Lessers. And oh my gosh, that moment when Zadis found her, my heart lurched so hard. I seriously felt for him. I felt for her. Oh, what a moment. What a moment. J.R. Ward, thank you so much for this book. And I'm not even 100% sure I'm going to love this more than I'm going to love the next one. But this is so good. I know this is a lot of people's favorites, and I can definitely see why. Zadis is a much more layered character than you're led to believe in the first 2 books. I mean, you get tiny glimpses of a tortured past, but you don't know the extent until this book. And, And the fact that he was just, holding her and not even thinking about it and stuff, I just can't. It's so good, guys. It's so good. Oh my gosh, Zeta's singing to her. I'm living for this book. Way more than I ever anticipated I would be. So on that note, we also have the Fury Zadis Bella kind of love triangle starting to surface. The thing is, with Fury, we know that he's capable of feeling now, and clearly there's somebody else for him. Zadis needs Bella, and Bella needs Zadis, because it's just, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I can't even. I can't with this series. I just can't. It's so good. And the further I get into this, I can understand why it's people's favorites. It's definitely creeping up into mine of what I've read thus far. I do think the next book is going to be a really high contender, though, because I want Butch to find his happy ending. But anyway, that's a story for later in this vlog. But anyhow, I'm living for this book. It's so good. And I love that we're seeing more of John Matthew. Because I know he's book 8, if I remember right. Yeah, he's book 8. And so getting to see him coming in to the compound, to the Brotherhood, to meet Wrath, all that kind of stuff, it's just a nice addition to the overarching story that I'm really just kind of here for. All right, so now I'm about 100 pages in, well, a little over 100. So I'm 12 chapters in. And the particular take on Zadist is not something that I haven't seen in literature before, but the way J.R. Ward is coming at it makes it so unique that I can't help but feel deeply for Zadist and his problems. I'm worried about Bella when she becomes conscious and all those kinds of things, because right now she's just kind of in a pain-induced haze, and she woke up screaming when she saw Zadis. So it'll be interesting to see how the next chapter goes. But oh man, I feel for Zadist a lot. I hate whoever his mistress was, but I know she no longer lives, so that's okay. But it's going to be interesting to see Zadist's reaction to everything now, because he's already feeling like he wants vengeance on the lesser who did this to her. And man, it's just gonna be a ride, and I'm here for it. I just am. I'm enjoying it. It's a ride. And yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. All right, so Bella's woken up, and because she still had the ointment on her eyes because she couldn't really see, she got freaked out by Zadist, and Zadist obviously took it the wrong way. So did Fury. Fury started wailing on Zadist, and Zadist obviously was escorted away, and Fury started taking care of Bella, got her eyes cleaned off, and she wanted to see Zadist. She didn't want to be gone from his space. Fury insisted, and yeah. So she's making it clear with Fury that Zadist is the one she wants near her, not him. So, wow. And then all the stuff with John. Anyways, it's just good, guys. Like, both plots, well, 2 of the 3 plots going on right now, like, I'm just living for. Like, I need them, and they're my precious children, and I want them to be happy. Alrighty, so we're a little over 200 pages into Lover Awakened now, and I am still genuinely enjoying this. I'm really loving the dynamic between Zadist and Bella. Now that she's aware of what's happened to him, she's being very slow and very cautious, and letting him kind of open up on his own time. And the fact that she gave him his first kiss, like, just means the world to me. And I just really love them. And like I say, all of the other plots, and now that we know John's lineage, like, this is going to be really, really fun. I'm really excited to see how that's going to play out, because John and Beth have history too. So it's all just really good. I'm really excited. Oh my gosh. It's just going to be so good. I can't even. But yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to take a break, spend some time with the hubs, and then I'll jump back into reading in a little while. Alrighty, I've read another 50 pages, and we've had their first sexy time, I guess we'll say. And it was so sweet and tender, and it helped you understand Zadist even more, and the way he feels about himself. And Bella's the only one who's going to be able to get him out of that, and that's very clear from all of this. But man, I love what J.R. Ward's doing with the story. I mean, like I say, I've seen this kind of a trope before, but never in this way, and there's just something magical and beautiful about it, and it just makes me love J.R. Ward's writing in the series even more. I know a lot of people haven't been liking her newer stuff from what I hear from reviewers, but I still love this book. I've still really enjoyed the series thus far. I mean, this is only book 3 in the series, and it's a long series, but man, I'm really just enjoying it. It's just such a good time. And it was erotic yet sweet. And that's a hard combo to, like, do well. And J.R. Ward really did it well. Hello. Reading has happened. And we're like 320 pages in now, so it's been another 70-ish pages since we last chatted. And wow, the meeting has happened, is all I'll say for people who have read it. And that was gloriously beautiful. And Zadis coming into his own, Bella helping him get there, all of it. I love it so much. Marissa feeding from who she fed from. That's a spoiler as to who, was interesting. And the fact that Butch saw her get in his car, like, all of it. It's just crazy. And that's all going to lead into the next book, which is why I even mentioned that. But yes, so good. I'm loving this so much. I can definitely understand why people call this their favorite. There's a lot of really good things happening in this book, and I love it. I love it a whole heckin' ton. So I don't think I'll check in with you guys again till the end, because I've got 100-ish, little over 100 pages left. So I'll just chat with you guys when I finish this one up. Okay, so I just finished Lover Awakened, and man, I teared up towards the end. Zadis never learned how to read because of his slavery aspect in the book. And the moment at the end, I lost it. I lost my crap. I can't even. It was so sweet. And yes, I really grew to love Zadist and Bella together. And she was just the healing balm to his soul. And I just loved it. There's no words. I just loved it. I just can't, guys. Like, it's just so good. And I understand why everybody loves this book so much now. Like, originally when I heard about a Zadist and Bella book, I was like, really? I don't know. But man, no regrets. It was so good. And so far my favorite in the series. Though I have a feeling I'm really going to love the next book, which I'm going to dive into pretty quickly. I'm going to take a little bit of a break from reading, give my eyes a rest, get some lunch, get ready for the day. Because, you know, it's like 11:30 and I'm still here in just like my PJs and no bra and all that good stuff. So anyway, not like you really needed to know that. Okay, friends, so I have now started Lover Revealed, and I've read the first 5 chapters, so I'm about 60 pages in at this point. And clearly Butch and Marissa still have feelings for each other. Those feelings started in book 1. We are in book 4, and we're finally getting their story. And what has already happened to Butch is like gutting me a little bit. And the fact that Vicious hasn't wanted to deal with his powers and strengths and things is just really interesting to me. And now Butch is like trying to take his own life because he's afraid that he's done something wrong. And I'm just, this one's gonna gut me, I think. And it's gonna be interesting. The Lessers are very invested in Butch, probably because he's human. And they could take him to his side, their side, rather than the Brotherhood's side. My guess is to like rid his body of this, he's gonna have to have a transformation. So I don't know. I just don't know what's gonna happen or what's gonna go on. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen. Alrighty, so we're now 100 pages in, a little over 100, chapter 11 now. And Butch and Marissa have had the opportunity to finally clear the air with each other, and it's going to be really interesting to see how things proceed from here, as Butch has been physically changed with what's happened. So yeah, I'm very interested and very intrigued, still very invested in these two. Though now that I'm getting into this, I do think I enjoyed Lover Awakened better. So far I think Lover Awakened will remain my favorite. But I'm happy this is finally happening. So anyhow, getting back into things. Y'all, I am so mad at Havers. Like, I want to garrote him. I want to strangle him. I am so mad at him. And I cannot believe that he treats Marissa the way he does. Like, I just don't understand. Maybe that's because I'm divorced and had an incredibly supportive family through all of that. Like, I just cannot understand his behavior and the way he treats her. Like, I just can't. And, I'm so mad at him. Anyways, I hope Marissa ends up with the Brotherhood and ends up protected. Like, right now I don't know where she's gonna go, But I hope that's where she ends up, and safe and with other females and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, yes. Anyways, the whole black ejaculation thing was interesting too. Like, what's gonna happen here? Okay, the whole like territorial feeding thing is a bit much in this particular book, because we have Revenge, who wants Marissa for his own, and then we have Butch, who Marissa wants, but doesn't seem to be able to take care of her that way. But I have a feeling in time he will be able to. Like, I have this gut feeling he will be full vampire and full part of the Brotherhood by the end of this book. I might be Boo Boo the Fool by the end of it, but we'll see what happens. Either way, Butch is about ready to, like, tear into Revenge because he just smelled Marissa on him. So, yeah, that's where we're at. And it's going to be an adventure because I think I have, like, 200 pages left with this. So I'm going to keep going. The visceral grief that you see John go throughout the period of this novel is just, it just eats at me so hard. So, trigger warning for grief, as well as lots of other things that I will list in a detailed Goodreads review. But yeah, wow. There's a particular scene in chapter 31 with John and Wrath specifically that, I just feel so gutted after reading it. My poor little Johnny boy is having such a hard time. And I'm really just, I care for him so much. And I'm really, things are progressing in an interesting way. My theory crafting of Butch being a full vampire by the end of this is still kind of standing true at the moment. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this continues to play out. I'm just barely over 300 pages in now, so I've got about 160 pages left, so I'm going to keep going. Okay, so I have 2 words right now. Called it! My intuition was correct on that. The lineage was a surprise, though, and I liked that surprise. That was a nice touch. Alrighty, and I just finished Lover Revealed. There were some things towards the end that I thought got a little over dramatic, if I'm honest. Like I said, I just feel like this book needed a little editing, and it would have been fantastic. The way that Butch and Marissa ended up coming together made sense for them, and there were a lot of other overarching things that took place in this book, and it's going to change how the series progresses from here, but I'm okay with those changes. So, yeah, all in all, really solid, but I have to say I liked Lover Awakened better. So friends, that is the end of this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the second episode of the Black Dagger Brotherhood reaction vlog series. If you missed me talking about books 1 and 2, I will leave that linked for you, obviously. But yeah, this was really fun to keep going in the series. I'm just going to kind of take it 2 books at a time with these, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.